I mean, you mentioned this book you're working on about Fort Bragg.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
Well, it's about a series of interrelated murders that take place in 2020 and 2021 for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But it stretches back to 1980, goes forward to the present. The central murder mystery is the mystery of Billy Levine, a Delta Force soldier who had previously killed a guy and had it covered up by the military, only for his own body to turn up shot to death in the woods outside Fort Bragg next to another guy who had been kicked out of the military for drug trafficking, named Timothy Dumas. All of these guys out of their minds on drugs. All of them were doing coke, methamphetamine on a daily basis. Levine also had a heroin addiction.
Jesus.
So, but one fact I've learned about both, it took me a long time to figure out what Dumas and Levine had in common. And besides drug trafficking, because Dumas was a cocaine dealer and Levine was as well. But both of them, it turns out, were writing books. Like, both of them were trying to sell tell-all books about their time in the Special Forces.
Classic Special Forces tactic.
Exactly. That's right. And Dumas, I got it from his son. His son told me in no uncertain terms that his dad had written a book and that his intention in writing the book was to, like, basically get revenge and expose secrets about the Special Forces, because his father, although he wasn't a Green Beret, had served in the 7th Special Forces Group at Bragg. And then Dumas, I recently learned, like within the last week, from his first wife, that who talked to him in like 2020, and he said that he also was right, because he was getting discharged from the military as well for having killed a guy and also for his drug problems. And he also was writing a tell-all book, which his intention, as he expressed it to her, was to tell his side of the story, but he also get his revenge. So I find that really interesting that both of their bodies then turn up shot to death, like in a training range off of Fort Bragg right after that.
Unsolved.
Both of them are unsolved. Supposedly the FBI is investigating, but they haven't done shit. Also, I know from talking to support personnel in Delta Force who have proved to be good sources, is that James Comey is like this with the commander of Delta Force.
Really?
And would always hang out. He would like come down to Fort Bragg.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, so
Wow.
Comey, well, this happened under, 2020.
Yeah.
He was still an
He
FBI
was-
director, yeah. So he was there all the time, so there's a conflict of interest there. They basically put up a wanted poster and called it a day.
Yeah.
But
Shit.
I also know that 3 of Levine's close associates, drug traffickers that he associated with in North Carolina, right after Levine died, 3 drug traffickers in the area that he was tight with all went down on federal charges, like within a
Really?
month, yeah. Let's see, that was, see if I can remember their names. Ray Whittington was one of them.
You don't want a name. You don't want a double Ray.
No, you don't.
I was like,
Don't.
damn, you don't fuck with that guy.
Tim Bird, BYRD. You also don't like the guy.
Don't like that
shit.
one either.
Bird with
No.
a Y? That
You're
also sounds
fucked,
hard.
dude. You're so
Yeah.
fucked. If the guy's rolling over to like buy an Uzi from you in a hotel room as a last name Bird, he's gonna shoot you with it.
And then I don't know. I can't remember the third one. All right, the second. His name for a Confederate general. Robert Lee something. Robert Lee
great.
Anderson. Robert Lee Anderson.
Also,
Yeah.
not a great name.
Yeah, I don't like a triple name.
Those 3 guys are all charged with federal drug trafficking charges. Actually, Whittington was state, but all those guys were hit with like really heavy-duty drug trafficking charges within a few weeks after Levine's body turned up dead. And I know for a fact that he was hanging out with them like on a daily basis, all 3 of those guys. So that's really interesting too.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's the kind of shit that goes on at Fort Bragg that we don't really hear too much about.
When's the fucking book coming out?
Oh, a long time, man. Sorry. It's going to be a while. That's sound like my
2-3
editor right
weeks?